Mark earlier, recording is now in progress. Hold on a sec. I'm just going to continue with that. Right, is that fine? We don't want to make this too long-winded or complicated. We're here to provide finance solutions that are actually going to make your life easier, and we want to keep it very simple. I don't know if there's anyone of you that knows of Merchant West, if you've had dealings with us before. But we are not a commercial bank. We are privately held financier, and we're having a lot of success with providing finance solutions in the renewable sector at the moment. And there are a few reasons for that. And one of the main reasons is that we are a one-stop shop in terms of providing solutions for your corporate transactions, which have always been, you know, if it's a decent client, those are fairly easy to get approved for finance. But there was a big gap in the market in terms of a good product for the individuals and your residential installations. And we provide both. So instead of maybe dealing with one funder that could provide your corporate solutions and another that specializes in residential or what we call consumer, we provide both. So it doesn't matter what sort of application it is, my clients just send it to me and I take it from there and I sort it out. So that is one of the main benefits of dealing with us. I'm sure you're very familiar with the terms, you know, flexible terms up until 5 years. Most solutions that I've done personally in the renewable space has normally been 60 months. But, you know, sometimes you get a client that would like to do a shorter term and we can do that. We do also consider a small escalation, which I will talk, when I call each of you to follow up, we can talk about how you incorporate that. But normally about a 5% escalation can be incorporated into the deal as well. Another big plus, and this is where we really find we can also differentiate ourselves, is that we can pay a range deposit to you. So particularly for your bigger transactions, maybe you have a R1 million deal that's approved, and sometimes the client is not comfortable to pay the deposit to you. You might require 50% on order, another 30% when you deliver the equipment, and then the balance, say as an example, 20% on final commissioning of the installation. We can actually pay these deposits to you. So I think that's also probably why we are so busy in the renewable space, is that your commercial banks will not do that. They will not pay out suppliers until the transaction is completed. And then sometimes clients, you know, they want to protect their own cash flow. They don't want to pay those. We can arrange those for you. So it really helps, particularly on those bigger deals. Okay. I've mentioned here the seasonal payment structures. We actually situated in Port Elizabeth. We are a national company, but I'm situated in Port Elizabeth, and I do a lot of work with Katia, as I said. We have a very big farming community here, as an example. I'm talking about seasonal payment structures. And sometimes it might be a deal in the citrus industry, for example, where they only work for part of the year. We're very flexible in structuring a deal that clients can pay when they work, possibly have an off season, you know, they won't pay then. So what I always suggest is, and I will touch on this when I chat to you all individually, is that if you have a deal that's maybe a bit bigger and you feel it's a client that might want certain flexibilities, you bring me in at the beginning and then we can structure something really attractive for that client. We're a lot more flexible than the commercial banks, so we can, you know, we can look at those deals for you. All right, just in terms of what we offer, I'm sure you're all familiar with these terms, your usual installment sale. And then we have our rental option as well, which we can give ownership, of course, to the client after the term as well. As I said, I don't know who you're dealing with. So some funders only deal with rentals, others only deal with installments. We're very flexible. We provide both. We also can look at a sale and leaseback. This is possibly where the client has already invested in a solar system, but another project comes up and they need to raise capital. We can always look at that and actually pay them out for the system to raise the capital, and they start paying us back on a monthly basis. This is the consumer finance. So this is for your individuals, guys that aren't going to apply through their business, and we call it consumer. Okay, that can be on a rental and installment sale as well. And I wanted just to show you what the application requirements are, because it's not complicated. We get them on a daily basis. It's very easy. The client gets an application form as they would, and it's 3 months bank statements and 3 months pay slips. I mean, it's really easy peasy, guys. And these deals we can make happen very quickly. We obviously, the client needs to send me all the documentation, but within a day or two, we can have this approved for you. And, you know, they're quick deals to approve and they're fairly quick installations. So, I mean, if you could do 5 or 6 or these a month, I mean, this is very easy money generating. I mean, very easy installations and normally good, easy to approve. The bigger deals sometimes can take a little bit longer. But once again, we have a very fast turnaround time, even on your bigger commercial deals compared to compared to the commercial banks. I've had clients that have sometimes waited for, let's say, R1 million project, 3-4 weeks for an approval on a deal, whereas we managed to turn it around normally in the same week. Okay. In terms of what we would need for you, and that's why we're doing this with Tailor today, the equipment that you supply and install is important to us. We only want, you know, to do transactions with tier 1 equipment, and that is equipment that is not second grade equipment, second grade or second life batteries. Obviously, Tailor provides the right equipment with the correct guarantees and warranties. We want the solution to last. We want the client to be happy. We don't want them to be moaning that, you know, I bought this system 3 years ago and already it doesn't work. So we want, and I'm sure you're all dealing with Tailor, so you are providing the correct equipment. It's very important to us that it has the correct warranties in place and that you've got the qualified guys that are installing the equipment. They did mention the COC, the compliance certificate afterwards. I'm sure you all provide that with your installations, but it is one of our approval conditions that needs to be signed off. This is just a little example that we got from Tailor. It could be possibly a consumer and home installation. Once again, when I call you all individually, I'm going to go through the types of rates and you know how I can help you with doing estimates for your clients after this. But it is very affordable. One thing we found, particularly with residential deals and consumer finance, is that there are companies that do it out there, but they are charging an arm and a leg. Their interest rates are extremely high. They are generally applying high risk rates to those transactions. And we are not applying those rates. We are doing these consumer deals as well, of course, as our commercial deals at excellent rates. So I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised if I send you a factor sheet that they're very affordable, and you're going to see that when you offer it, it's going to start to lubricate your transactions, because it's very well priced. Another thing I just wanted to chat about is all I need you to do is bring me the deal. I don't want to bog you down with what documents are needed. How I work with the people that I work with is that they basically drop me a line, send me an email and say, Jen, here's a quote I've done for Mr. A and B. Phone them today and I make it happen. You have no other involvement other than that to bring me the deal. That's your only responsibility here. I phone the client, I arrange all the documentation, I get the deal approved for you, we sign up the paperwork, and all you have to do is install it, get the client happy, and we pay you for the deal. It really is that easy. I am simplifying it, but as I said, all the other details I do behind the scene in terms of getting all the paperwork and the financial information together. I don't want to bog you down with that. As I said, all you have to do is send me the potential deal or the potential client's information, a good copy of the quote, and I will liaise with them and sort it out. It's really easy. Does anyone have any questions? Or is everyone asleep?
Jennifer, it's Mark here.
Yes.
There's no limit on the credit on the size of the deal for residential, is there?
No, there's no limit. You know, it depends on you. No, there's no limit. There is a minimum, which is 30,000 Rand, but I don't think that would be, you know, any rooftop that wouldn't hamper you. Yeah, no, on the solar side. So there is a minimum and no maximum.